Hello everyone. Myself Arvahita, Assistant Professor of CSD Department from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. I am here to discuss a few concepts of the subject Mobile Computing CS 8601. The topic discussed here is reactive protocols, which is also called as on-demand routing protocol from Unit 3 Mobile Network Layer. The objective of learning this is to know about the working of reactive protocols, which is also called as on-demand routing protocol. First, let us know what is reactive protocol. So these reactive protocols execute the path finding process first and then exchange the routing information only when a path is required by a node to communicate with the destination. So if a path is required, if it is necessary, only this route will be discovered. So that is given here. So a route is discovered only when it is necessary, that is on demand only it will be done. The source initiates the route discovery. It is a two-step process, that is route discovery and route maintenance. The example for this is DSR and AODV, that is dynamic source routing and ad hoc on demand distance vector. Okay, so next we are going to see about the DSR, that is dynamic source routing protocol. So this DSR is a source initiated on demand or a reactive routing protocol for the ad hoc network. So each mobile node participating in this protocol, it maintains a routing cache. All the nodes have a routing cache memory, so which contains all the list of all routes that the node has learnt. Okay, so DSR works in two phases, that is the first one is route discovery and route maintenance. So let's see about route discovery. It allows any host to dynamically discover the route to any destination in the ad hoc network. So this route discovery process takes place by broadcasting a route request, that is RREQ packet, to all its neighbors first. Then a node, after receiving the RREQ, this packet will contain the source address, request ID and route record, in which this route record also has the sequence of host travel by the request packet before reaching the destination is recorded. Okay, so all these things are handled by the route discovery process. Then we'll see about the route maintenance. A known route can get broken because of some node of the ad hoc network may be getting exhausted of the battery. Okay, so in the case when battery gets exhausted, there will be a breakage in the ad hoc network. So in that case, that node should be identified and it should be maintained. So for that we use this route maintenance, the process of monitoring the correct operation of the route in use and taking a corrective action when needed is called as route maintenance. Then let's see about the steps involved. When a node detects that one of its next hop neighbor node is not responding, it sends back a route error message, that is called as RERR packet, which contains its own address and the address of the depleted node, that is the address of the hop that is not working. So as soon as a source node receives the RERR message, that is a route error message, it deletes the broken link route from its cache. Okay, so we already told that we have a cache memory, from that it will be deleting. Okay, so if it has another route to the destination, it starts to retransmit the packet using the alternative node, otherwise it initiates the route discovery process again. Okay, so if it has alternative route, it chooses that, or else it goes for the route discovery process again. So the basic message set consists of these messages: RREQ, that is route request; RREP, that is route reply; RRER, that is route error; and hello for link status monitoring. So we have some drawbacks for this, that is the packet header size is non-uniform packet size because it grows when intermediate node increases. So the flood of route requests may potentially reach all the nodes in the network. So let's see about ad hoc on demand distance vector routing, that is AODV. It is purely based on the reactive method. So let's have the comparison between the dynamic source routing, that is DSR, and versus this ad hoc on demand distance vector routing AODV. So major problem of DSR is its non-uniform packet size, which will be rectified in this AODV because this AODV has the uniform packet size. Okay, so this DSR has non-uniform packet size because it includes the source stores roots in its packet header, which degrades its performance. If the packet is so large, it has to be split into smaller packets. So the packet size of AODB is uniform, unlike DSR. So the AODB attempts to improve the DSR by maintaining the routing tables at the nodes, so that the data packets don't have to contain the roots. So the AODB holds the desirable feature of DSR, that routes are maintained only between the nodes which need to be communicative. Route is established only when it is required by a source node for transmitting the data. So make use of the hop by hop routing, sequence numbers and beacons. So these are the questions which will be asked in case of this topic, and thank you.